Hello and welcome to the news on VOP TV. I am Chisom Einaya. We begin the news with an update that the federal government has revealed plans to relaunch direct cash transfers to about 12 million vulnerable Nigerians amid the high cost of living in the country. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, disclosed this during the retreat organized by his ministry in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State on Wednesday. Edun stated that while the initial project was designed for 3 million Nigerians, the current hardship has become a factor in increasing the number of recipients to 12 million. The minister says that the President panel on the social investment programs has prepared to go to Mr. President with an internal recommendation to restart the direct payment to the poorest and the most vulnerable. Recall that President Bola Tinubu suspended the management of the National Social Investment Program Agency and its programs in January, which affected the Conditional Cash Transfer Program and 3 others. Meanwhile, Nigeria's former head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, has emphasized the need for patience in accessing the outcome of President Bola Tinubu's policy. He made the remark after meeting President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa, the first meeting between both leaders since Tinubu assumed office 9 months ago. Drawing parallels to his leadership during the Nigerian Civil War, Gowon acknowledged the inevitability of government criticism and stressed the paramount importance of delivering tangible results. Elsewhere, the Ebonyi State Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Stanley Okoro Emiaga, has said that famine is the only panacea to avert the increasing hunger facing Nigerians. Emega made the disclosure in an interview with newsmen in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State capital today. He called on Nigerians to go back to crop and livestock farming, expressing and explaining that if every family turns their backyard into vegetable garden and poultry farm, it would reduce the increase in demand to meet household needs. He emphasized that the country's present challenge would be surmounted with collective contribution of all Nigerians, irrespective of class. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will today address the residents of Lagos on steps to cushion the effects of the current economic hardship. A statement by the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Mr. Gbenga Omotoso, indicates that the statewide broadcast will be held by 11:15 in the morning. According to the statement, Governor Sanwo-Olu acknowledged the pains of residents due to the hardship occasioned by the fuel subsidy removal. He, however, expressed optimism that his administration policies to be rolled out would put smiles on the faces of Lagosians. Details of the broadcast will come in. Government has declared a zero tolerance for extortion of residents, especially motorists, by miscreants parading themselves as law enforcement officers. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Transportation, Mr. Olawale Musa, gave the warning while addressing journalists after the arrest of 11 fake enforcement officers who daily extort money from unsuspecting motorists at Igbejuleki Junction and Akodo area of the state. Mr. Musa noted that government would not fold its arms and allow some people to impose hardship on citizens, especially at this period of economic challenges. Mr. Musa said it is illegal for any local government area to deploy people on the roads. He also added that such act negates Section 18 of the Lagos State Road Traffic Law to be rescued. According to the statement, the passenger boat, Tin B, was headed to Igbeshe from Adas Jetty when it had a collision with an unforeseen shoreline concrete at a construction site around the power line corridor at the Lekki-Ikoyi link bridge. Mrs. Alake said officers from the Search and Rescue Unit of the Lagos State Waterway Authority, the Marina Unit of the Nigerian Police Force, and other relevant agencies are involved in search operations for the missing passenger. Moving on from economic matters to labor matters, where the leadership of organized labor has taken a swipe at the Department of State Services, DSS, over its warning that the movement should be shelved its proposed protest bill to hold February 27 and 28. The secret police had earlier concealed the Nigerian Labour Congress and its counterparts from Trade Union Congress to rescind their decision, saying that the plea was in the interest of the country. But reacting to the DSS warning, the president of NLC, Joe Ajaero, said the secret police should not blackmail the organized labor and arrest those that want to use the opportunity to protest to foment crisis and, by extension, widespread violence, as claimed. Ajaero says history would not forgive the labor movement and its leadership if it sits idle and allow the current hardship to continue festering due to the nonchalant attitude of the Nigerian government and its officials. The labor leader, who described the forthcoming action as peaceful protests against unpardoned cost of living, adding that the Congress would not hold its arm while Nigerians continue to live in penury. The federal government says that it has reviewed the commitment it made with the organized labor over the removal of fuel subsidy. A statement by the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Dr. Nkeruka Onyejeocha, says substantial progress has been made in the payment of the wage awarded of 35,000 naira. She said that the government has so far paid for 4 months up to 31st December 2023. According to her, the remaining 2 months of January and February 2024 wage award are being processed. The minister gave an assurance that the federal government has made substantial financial commitments to the provision of CNG buses and conversion kits, and it would soon be rolled out to alleviate the transportation challenges being faced by Nigerians. On tax incentives, as contained in the agreement, Dr. Onyejeocha explained that the government has commenced engagement with relevant stakeholders while all necessary machineries is being put in place for effective implementation. You're still watching the news on VOP TV. More stories after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Nigerian Police Force Zone 5 has released the National Chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure. Abure and 2 others were released early Thursday around 2 a.m. A spokesman for the police zone, Tijani Moho, told reporters. The national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, was arrested by a combined team of the police and Department of State Security. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Obiora Ifo, confirmed the arrest. He said that Abure was arrested after a security briefing, which the Department of State Security had with the party's governorship aspirants. According to him, the police also arrested Kelly Ogbalio, the Edo State chairman of the party, and 3 others. The party's publicity secretary added that some other members of the party were also manhandled by the security operatives. Meanwhile, the Nigerian police force says that the Labour Party's national chairman, Julius Abure, was arrested for illegal possession of firearms and attempted murder. Spokesperson for the Nigerian Police Force Zone 5, Tijani Momo, said this at a press briefing in Edo State on Tuesday at a press briefing while confirming his arrest. Speaking on his arrest, Momo said Abure was nabbed by men of the command for attempted murder, illegal possession of firearms, and related offenses. Momo also told journalists that Abure and 4 others were arrested over a petition written against them by a petitioner whose name he did not mention. Still on politics, the ruling All Progressive Congress has picked Cross River State Governor Basi Otu as replacement for Governor Hope Uzodinma as chairman of the election committee after the controversy that trailed Saturday's governorship primary in Edo State. Recall that APC primaries in Edo State conducted by Uzodinma on Saturday was trailed by controversies and also led to 2 other primaries happening which produced 2 extra flag bearers for the party. The party's national organizing secretary, Suleiman Agugu, announced this in a statement. According to him, Otu is now saddled with the responsibility of conducting the rerun poll slated for today. In Edo State, the People's Democratic Party will hold its governorship primary in the state today with 10 aspirants battling for 563 delegate votes in the indirect primary election. The primary, which will be held at Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium, Benin, is expected to produce the PDP governorship candidate for the forthcoming September 21st governorship election in the state. The 10 PDP aspirants include Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Shuabi, a former chairman of Sterling Bank, Asu Igadalo, and Blessing Igbinedion, daughter of Esama of Benin Kingdom, Chief Gabriel Igbinedion. Other aspirants are Aslem Oje Duzwa, Felix Akubue, Martin Uhomwe, Adizat Umoru, and Omorigbe, Dr. L. Onaiwu, and author Esine. According to the party's guideline released on Wednesday by the state, organizing secretary Tony Anine, delegates are to report at the Edo State Hotel Makyu, GRA Benin City, where their accreditation will kick off at 8 a.m. In health, President Bola Tinubu has said his administration is strongly committed to providing excellent health care facility for all Nigerians and will continue to prioritize domestic and foreign direct investment in the sector. The president made this remark at a meeting with Professor Benedict Orama, the president and chairman of the board of directors of African Export-Import Bank, accompanied by delegations from King's College Hospital, London. President Tinubu welcomed the partnership between Afrixman Bank and KCH London to establish a first-rate healthcare facility in Abuja called Africa Medical Center of Excellence, scheduled for completion in 2025. The Nigerian-born president of the bank, Professor Orama, pledged the bank's commitment to developing quality health infrastructure on the continent and contributing substantial to the reduction of medical tourism out of Africa, while promoting intra-Africa trade and creating jobs in the country and continent. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Deputy Comptroller General Kemi Nana Nandab to serve as the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service. Mrs. Nandab appointment will take effect from March 1, according to the statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Chief Ajuri Ngelale. Mrs. Nandab takes over from Mrs. Wurola Adepoju, whose term in office will expire on February 29. Before the new Comptroller General appointment, she was the Deputy Comptroller General in the charge of Migration Directorate of the service. According to the statement, the President anticipates that the new Comptroller General will deepen the ongoing reform in the service and create a robust mechanism for effective and efficient and also dedicated service delivery to Nigerians, as well as strengthen the national security through proactive and effective border security and migration management. You're still watching the news on VOP TV. Business and sports stories after the break. Stay with us. In business, in a significant move aimed at curbing forex market manipulation and halting illicit fund movements, the Nigerian government has officially banned Binance and other cryptocurrency trading platforms. This decisive action follows concerns over the potential for criminals to exploit these platforms, undermining the stability of the Nigerian naira and posing risk to national security. Reports have indicated that these digital asset platforms have been used for ransom payments by criminal organizations, prompting swift governmental intervention. The ban comes on the heels of recent adjustments made by Binance, which has introduced limits on the selling price of the Tether on its peer-to-peer platform in Nigeria. This crackdown is part of a broader strategy by Nigerian officials to stabilize the economy and enhance our oversight of financial transactions. By targeting crypto exchange and platforms, the government aims to mitigate the violation and violative in the local markets and prevent the circumvention of established financial control. The impact of this ban is already being felt across the country, with reports of inaccessible apps and a website related to cryptocurrency trading, signaling a new era of stringent financial regulation in Nigerians' effort to safeguard its economic and security interests. Still in business, amidst ongoing economic difficulties, the Nigerian Senate urges the federal government to maintain electricity subsidies to alleviate citizens' burdens. The senators expressed concerns over mounting debts owed by the Ministry of Power to generating and gas companies, calling for investigations into unfulfilled agreements. Additionally, the Senate President reveals an extra 30 billion naira remitted to each state's governor by the Federal Inland Revenue Service to tackle food inflation. This move aims to address the soaring cost of living and mitigate social unrest amid widespread protest and economic hardship. The Senate underscores the importance of transparent governance and effective utilization of resources to ensure targeted intervention effectively alleviates the plight of Nigerians facing economic hardship. In sports, Super Eagles defender Williams Trust Ekong has urged the Nigerian Football Federation to retain Jose Peseiro as the senior national team coach. Recall that Pesero led Nigeria to the final of the just concluded 2023 African Cup of Nations, where the team lost 2-1 to Ivory Coast. However, in an interview with the press, the Nigerian international noted that Pesero should be given the chance to continue the good work with the Super Eagles. The president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau, has urged the Nigerian referees to actively work together, altering the prevailing narrative of incompetence, blatant disregard for rules, and misconduct by a few individuals. He emphasized that the importance of self-reflection and a commitment of upholding professional standards and ethical conduct within the refereeing community. Addressing a gathering in Abuja on Wednesday, where 30 referees received their FIFA badge for the year, Gusau highlighted the significant concern shared by the NFF and broader Nigerian football community. These concerns emerged despite the Super Eagles' commendable performance at the African Cup of Nations finals in Côte d'Ivoire, where they secured a second-place finish in the 24-nation championship. Gusau stressed that a notable absence at the 30-day event was any Nigerian referee across different careers, signaling the need for a collective effort to address the shortcoming and elevate the standard of refereeing in the country. And that's it on the news on VOP TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Voice of the People TV and on social media at VOP TV Live. I am Chisom Einaya. Bye for now.